I put together a list of 20 facts about Atlanta that you may or may not know. Drop it in the comments which one you didn't already know about, or maybe the ones you already knew. Atlanta has over 70 streets named Peachtree. Atlanta's affinity for naming its streets after Peachtree has become a well-known quirk, adding both charm and maybe some confusion to trying to find your way around the city. More than 70 streets across the city have the name Peachtree, whether it's Peachtree Street, Peachtree Road, Peachtree Park, Peachtree Corners, you name it. Peachtree Street in Atlanta traces back to the Muskogee peoples who originally inhabited the area. The Muskogee settlement, called Standing Peachtree, was located where Peachtree Creek meets the Chattahoochee River. The Muskogee used long-distance trails, one of which evolved into Peachtree Road, some of which is still there today. In the War of 1812, Fort Peachtree was built by white settlers right near this site. As white settlement expanded, treaties, often coerced treaties, led to the loss of the Muskogee land, including the future site of Atlanta. By 1837, the area became a key railroad terminus and later, the city of Atlanta. The Varsity in Atlanta has the distinction of being the largest drive-in restaurant in the world. Established in 1928, this iconic eatery covers over 2 acres of land and can accommodate up to 600 cars in its parking lot, while seating hundreds more inside. If you go, it's all about the hot dogs, chili dogs, burgers, and the fries. The Varsity is an icon of Atlanta's food scene. It's a great stop for tourists and locals, particularly on game days with Georgia Tech right down the road. When you walk in, you'll hear the staff's famous call of, "What do you have?" Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport has held the title of the world's busiest airport for many years, serving over 100 million passengers annually. Its centralized location makes it a critical hub for both domestic and international travel, with flights connecting to over 150 US destinations and over 70 global cities. Luckily, it was also named the world's most efficient airport, so even though it can be an absolute zoo sometimes, they'll get you in and out quickly. In addition to being the busiest airport in the world, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International is also home to a very big array of rotating and permanent art exhibits. The installations provide travelers with a really cool cultural experience, transforming the airport into more than just a place for travel. One interesting display is the Atlanta History exhibit, located between terminals B and C, which is going to tell you all about the city's past. The airport also includes works by local and international artists showcasing sculptures, paintings, and photography. The Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta is not just the largest in the US, but it was also the largest aquarium in the world when it opened in 2005. The aquarium houses just over 10 million gallons of water and is home to thousands of marine life, including whale sharks, beluga whales, manta rays, sea otters. It's divided into different galleries like River Scout, Tropical Diver, Cold Water Quest, Sharks, and Ocean Voyager, which features a massive tank that allows visitors to walk through a tunnel surrounded by the aquatic life. The Georgia Aquarium plays a significant role in marine conservation and research, making it a must-do whether you're just visiting or you're a local. Ponce City Market is a super cool, super hip destination in Atlanta with its shops and restaurants all in one historic and trendy space. You might be surprised to find out that it used to be a Sears building, once the largest brick structure in the Southeast. Built in 1926, it functioned as a distribution center and retail store until the 1980s. The building sat vacant for years until it was revitalized and transformed into a mixed-use development in 2014. Now, Ponce City Market houses a variety of trendy shops, restaurants, and offices, as well as its rooftop Skyline Park, which has a spectacular view of Atlanta's skyline. You see this in a lot of areas in Metro Atlanta where they've transformed something historic into something modern and trendy. In 1886, Atlanta pharmacist Dr. John Pemberton created Coca-Cola, a drink initially intended as a medicinal tonic. Pemberton concocted the formula in his backyard and began selling it at the local pharmacy. It was originally marketed as a cure for headaches, but Coca-Cola's flavor quickly gained popularity and its evolution into the world's most famous soft drink began. Today, Coca-Cola remains headquartered in Atlanta, and visitors can learn more about its history at the World of Coca-Cola Museum.
Is Pepsi okay?
The Atlanta BeltLine is another example of taking something historic and changing it into something modern, or as they say, urban revitalization. They transformed 22 miles of unused railroad tracks into a network of multi-use trails, parks, and public spaces. This project is intended to connect Atlanta's neighborhoods, promote sustainability, and encourage economic growth, i.e., access to everything in Atlanta without having to drive. The BeltLine has paths for walking, running, cycling, and hosts various cultural events, outdoor art installations, and food markets along its route, like Ponce City Market and Krog Street Market. Its creation has revitalized once neglected areas, bringing in more development and making the city much more pedestrian friendly. On September 17, 1910, Atlanta hosted what would become the fastest baseball game in history. The Atlanta Crackers faced the Mobile Seagulls in a match that lasted 32 minutes. Played at Ponce de Leon Park, the game ended with a 2-1 victory for Mobile. And considering most games went for about 3 hours, that is crazy fast. Why the game was so fast is unknown, although speculation points to both teams just wanted to finish their season quickly. The Georgia State Capitol is an architectural beauty, one of its distinct features being its bright golden dome shining in the Atlanta skyline. The dome is covered with 43 ounces of gold mined right here from the Dahlonega region in North Georgia, which is famous for its gold rush in the 1820s. But the dome wasn't always golden. It was originally made of tin and copper. In 1957, architect A. Thomas Bradbury proposed the idea of covering the dome with gold to better reflect the city's history with the mineral. The gold has since been reapplied multiple times due to natural wear and tear, making sure that the Capitol always looks amazing. The Atlanta Ballet, founded in 1929, is a cultural staple here and the nation's longest continuously operating ballet company. Its founder, Dorothy Alexander, had a dream to bring high-quality dance performances to the South, a region that had very little exposure to ballet at the time. Over the years, the Atlanta Ballet has earned an exceptional reputation, performing both classic and contemporary works. The company also holds a commitment to fostering artistic talent with its highly respected ballet school, which trains the next generation of dancers. With nearly a century of history, the Atlanta Ballet continues to be a large figure in the city's art community. Before becoming the huge metro we know today, Atlanta went through several name changes. It was first called Terminus, referring to it being the end point of the Western and Atlantic Railroad. The name was then changed to Thrasherville after a local merchant. Horrible. Later it was named to Marthasville in honor of Governor Wilson Lumpkin's daughter. Self-centered. Eventually the city adopted the name Atlantica Pacifica, way too long, and because of the length, the name was eventually shortened to Atlanta, inspired by the Western and Atlantic Railroad's original name. The evolution of the name is a good reflection of the city's growth from a small railroad town to the major city that it is today. Georgia Tech, like most colleges around the country, has its own traditions, and one of its most iconic traditions is the blowing of the steam whistle. Since 1892, the whistle has signaled the start and end of the school's class periods, blowing 5 minutes before the hour from 7:55 a.m. to 5:55 p.m. each weekday. The sound of the whistle has become synonymous with the Georgia Tech experience and a symbol of the school's engineering roots and long-standing history. The 1969 Atlanta International Pop Festival was a major cultural event taking place just 1 month before the legendary Woodstock Festival. Held on the Atlanta International Raceway grounds, the festival attracted a massive crowd and featured performances by some of the same iconic bands that would later play Woodstock, including Janis Joplin, Led Zeppelin, and Santana. Now, certainly it doesn't have the same level of fame as Woodstock. The Atlanta International Pop Festival was a pivotal moment in rock history and highlighted the city's role in the countercultural movement of the 1960s. The Atlanta Braves have a long history, beginning as the Boston Red Stockings in 1871. The team moved to Milwaukee in 1953 and then to Atlanta in 1966, where it became a huge sports staple in the Southeast. As the oldest continually operating professional sports franchise in the United States, the Braves have seen generations of baseball fans come and go, winning numerous championships along the way, as recently as the 2021 World Series. Go Braves! The team has so many fans across the Southeast. Starting in the late 1970s, the Braves were broadcast nationally on TBS, which was owned by Ted Turner, who also owned the Braves, which gave the team a massive national reach, especially in areas who didn't have a local MLB team. Zoo Atlanta is well known for its commitment to animal conservation and education, and it currently holds the largest population of gorillas and orangutans in the United States. Located in historic Grant Park neighborhood, Zoo Atlanta has been a major city attraction since it opened in 1889. The western lowland gorillas are a critically endangered species in the wild due to habitat deconstruction, poaching, and disease. Similarly, Zoo Atlanta is home to Sumatran and Bornean orangutans, two species that are critically endangered due to deforestation and illegal wildlife trade. Zoo Atlanta participates in the Species Survival Plan to help maintain a genetically healthy population of gorillas in captivity. The phoenix is the perfect symbol for Atlanta, representing the city's resilience and rebirth after being almost entirely destroyed during the Civil War. In 1864, Union General William Sherman led his troops on a destructive march through Georgia, setting fire to much of Atlanta in an effort to cripple the Confederacy's infrastructure. However, after the war, the city quickly rebuilt and emerged as a thriving hub of commerce and culture. The phoenix symbol, depicted on Atlanta's official seal, is a reminder of the city's ability to rise from the ashes and transform itself into the modern metro that it is today. Atlanta is known for its diversity and vibrant LGBTQ+ community, and it proudly hosts two major pride festivals each year. Atlanta Pride, held in October, is the largest gay pride event in the country, attracting hundreds of thousands of attendees from all over the world. The festival includes a parade, live entertainment, and various community activities celebrating LGBTQ+ identity. In addition to this, Atlanta Black Pride, held in September, is the world's largest Black gay pride celebration, specifically honoring the intersection of race and sexual orientation. Both festivals highlight Atlanta's inclusivity and progressive spirit in a region that doesn't have the best track record for such things. Atlanta, like a lot of cities, has some crazy laws on the books. In Atlanta, it is outlawed to keep a donkey in your bathtub. In Atlanta, it is against the law to tie a giraffe to a street lamp or telephone pole. It's against the law in Atlanta for one man to carry another man on his back. Or at one point, it was illegal for someone to carry an ice cream cone in their back pocket on Sundays. There's 20 facts about Atlanta. Hey, if you're looking to buy or sell anywhere in the metro Atlanta area, I would love to help you out. My name is Joel. I'm a local realtor here. My information is below in the description. You'll also see it right here at the bottom of the screen. Call, text, or email, whatever is most convenient for you. I'm always happy just to answer a question or have a conversation. I'll see you in the next one.